What up, everybody? It's PapaStones coming back to you with another video. I was hoping today would be a good video, to be honest. It was just going to be a recap of the store showdown May 4th, Instead, it's not. We've got a big problem on our hands. The problem is that Fantasy Flight, or whoever made the tournament bracket, whatever, the way they run events, is in some serious danger. Like, I've seen people voicing their opinions on it already. I didn't know this was things that happened other places as well. But our store showdown was kind of a mess. Like, I ended up getting a top 8 card. Cool, whatever. Could have been worse, could have been better. I'm not going to say I played great, but that is what it is. But the problem is, there were so many hiccups. We start the day off, it's taken forever to pair. They show up and they're like, well, they're saying we have to run single best of ones as like a regular bracket, or we can do best of 3 single elimination. And it's like, okay, whatever. So they just ran it as singles, like one game, but we still played best 2 out of 3. That's fine, it's whatever, but it's already off to a rough start, It's like, what the fuck is going on? But you get into later in, this is when it gets real bad. So it's like round 4. We only had 4 rounds. It's the last round. There's a handful of 2-1s, like 4 1-2s, and a 03, I think. And basically the consensus was if you went 2-2 that you were getting a top 8 card, just because there was only 12 or 13 players, I think. So if you went 2-2, you were getting a top 8, which, sure, that's cool, whatever. Less people, more prizing. It's cool. But, so, the round prior, there was 2 people that played, right? The one guy was 0-2, the other person was 0-2. Guy beats her, he's 1-2, she's 0-3. Then there's 3 other people that are currently 1-2, right? So for some reason the system pairs up the same matchup for just those 2 last players. So the guy who's now 1-2 and the person who's 0-3, right? It's like, okay, normally that wouldn't matter if there wasn't like a top 8 prizing cut, you just kind of scrap it, whatever, who cares? But there is top 8 prizing, so someone lets them know, like, hey, they just played, there should be a different matchup, right? And they go in, and apparently there is in no way in the system to change or repair the matchmaking. So, like, me personally, if I was like scraping by trying to get a top card, I would have been so pissed off. Like, because I had buddies that were playing who were relatively newer, who were just like, trying to have fun. But they wanted to get a top card, and they ended up getting hoed out of it because they couldn't repair anything. And the person who was 0-3 just said, why would I try and beat this guy when I'm not going to top regardless? And I mean, sure, that's collusion, I guess, if you care, but it's like, it's really the system's fault. And at the same time, I mean, he probably would have won if he just won the matchup, unless it was like real tight, So there's that. So this dude won 1 game against someone who hadn't won a single match all day and got a top cut card because of the matchmaking. And literally they could have swapped whoever that guy was playing and one other person who hadn't played, and it would have been totally fine. But the system wouldn't change. So there's another big problem, right? That's got to get fixed. Like, if this were to happen at a big event, like with huge money on the line, people would be raising hell, dude. Like, I'm surprised, like I said, I'm surprised nobody said anything, like, very seriously, like, to the store or to Fantasy Flight in general, but that's crazy to me. And then it gets worse, right? So, since it's best of 1 in the system, it comes down, if we have like a definitive winner, he's 4-0, right? there's two guys that are 3-1, but for some reason it takes in no tiebreakers. So it has them tied for second and third. So you either get the finalist card or the top four, right? It's a pretty big difference in money and amount of cards because you get an extra card. I mean, things like that. And it says they are tied. Realistically, there should be tiebreakers in general, but at the same time, even if there wasn't, like, the dude who just lost in the finals should have been the guy who was in second, right? And so how they decide is they flip a coin. Heads, I'll take the top spot, I'll take the top two. Tails, you take the top two. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm like at a loss for words at how like poor this system is, and the fact that this is the standard for this card game. I don't know, man. Like, imagine you played relatively well. You lost one game all day, and the difference in a couple $100 realistically, like the finalist card and you have an extra one, right? So the finalist card versus the top four card is like sitting still around like 100, maybe less once they start getting in more circulation, but still like another copy, whatever you want to do with it. Like, it comes down excuse me, sorry. It comes down to a coin flip. Like, that's bizarre, isn't it? Like, there's something seriously wrong. I heard rumors that they said they'd fix it by set 2. But if you ask me, like, this needs to be ASAP. Like, how can you host a tournament as a store and be like, yep, we're doing what we can, we're doing what we're provided, and the game just hoes you? Like, it's insane to me. But hopefully we can get some resolution. Hopefully they fix this sooner rather than later. But like I said, I really didn't want to come in tonight making a video being negative and stuff. I kind of wanted to talk about like how it went, you know, what I played against, yada yada. But like, looking back at it, it was like such a disaster. I just had to address this. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. If you've had any issues, if you went to a showdown, if you had any issues at your store, or if you've had any issues just in like casual locals or anything, because I feel like this needs to be addressed. Like I said, I'm sorry to bring in the negative energy. Like, I really enjoy this game and I hope they get this fixed, but I don't know. I'm just like, I'm at a loss for words. But let me know. Drop a thumbs up. Support the channel. I much appreciate it. Like I said, comment below if you've had any similar issues, or just if you want to talk, whatever. I don't care. Drop a comment for me. I'm here. But till next time, catch you guys later. Peace.